This is chapter 2.5, writing equations using point-slope form. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we are going to be given two ordered pairs, and we're going to look at what we've learned in the past about slope-intercept form, and then we are going to move to another way to write these equations using point-slope form. Okay, we're going to be doing slope-intercept form, which is something you know on the left side, y equals mx plus b. And we're going to be doing point-slope form on the right, which is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Please note that m in both of these equations is standing for slope. Your ordered pairs are 4, 7, and 3, 4. We're going to write it on both sides. There are 3 steps when you have slope-intercept form. The first step is to find slope. Write this down. That's your m. In point-slope form, the first step is also to find slope, which is your m. So it doesn't matter which of the two equations you use, slope-intercept form or point-slope form, you have to find slope. So we're going to use the formula m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. You only need to write that formula on one side. You do not need it on both. We'll find it on the left, and then we'll write the slope over on the right. So go ahead and plug it in, find your slope. For the slope, I chose 7 as my y sub 2, so it was 7 minus 4 for the numerator, and then my x sub 2 had to be 4, so 4 minus 3. So I ended up with 7 minus 4 is 3, 4 minus 3 is 1, 3 over 1 simplifies to 3. Now, we have to, for step 2, find b, because we're trying to do y equals mx plus b, and we don't have b. You can pick either point 4, 7 or 3, 4. I'm going to choose 3, 4. And you are going to substitute the values in to your y equals mx plus b formula. So you know that you're going to have a y value in 3, 4 of 4. You already know your slope value of m, which is 3. And you have an x value in the ordered pair 3, 4 of 3. So it's 4 equals 3 times 3 plus b. You could also do the other ordered pair, and it would come out fine. You could substitute in 7 for your y value. Slope is 3 times 4 for your x value plus b. Either way, you'll come out with the correct b. So go ahead and solve for b. So 3 times 3 is 9, so we have 4 equaling 9 plus b. Subtract 9 from both sides, and negative 5 equals b. On this side, we have 7 equaling 3 times 4 is 12 plus b. Subtract 12 from both sides, and negative 5 equals b. Either way is just fine. Okay, now we're going to go to step 3, which is to write the equation. This is the one that you know. This is slope-intercept form. So y equals m is 3, x, we now know b minus 5. So your equation is y equals 3x minus 5. This part is a review. Now we're going to go over and use point-slope form to be able to find the equation. All right, point-slope form is going to have some similarities. They have slope the same, but then you're only going to have 2 steps. So let's go to the second step. And we are going to take this equation, let's write it again so we have it right here, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Hello. Just a minute, please. Okay, so we are going to have the choice of picking one of the points. So you have to only pick one point. You don't pick both of the points. So I'm going to show you how to do both of the points, but it's one or the other. It's not both. So if you pick the point 4, 7, let's just start with the one that's first. We have y minus y sub 1, so it's going to be y minus 7, 7 is y sub 1, equals m, which is 3, we know that m is 3, times x minus x sub 1, which is 4. X sub 1 is 4, y sub 1 is 7. Now we're going to distribute, so 3 times x, 3 times negative 4, so just bring down your y minus 7, equals 3x. Distribute the 3 to the minus 4, so minus 12. We want to get the y by itself to write it in the form y equals mx plus b, so we add 7 to both sides. And y equals 3x minus 5. Now what's nice about this is you can see it matches exactly with the slope-intercept form. Okay, you could have also chosen 3, 4 as your point. So y sub 1 is going to be 4, so it's y minus 4 equals m is 3 times x minus x sub 1 is going to be 3. You use the distributive property, so 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 3 is minus 9, or plus a negative 9. Bring down your y minus 4. Then you simply solve to isolate y, because you want to have it in the form y equals mx plus b, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. And we have 4 and negative 4 being nothing, so we're left with y equaling 3x minus 5. So you can see that these answers are, or these equations are the same, different way of getting them, but they come out the same, and they're also the same as if I had used the slope-intercept form. The nice thing about point-slope form is that it works really well for parallel lines and perpendicular lines. The problem that we just worked, this point 4, 7 and 3, 4, is page 99, and it is problem number 44. Go ahead and write that down so you know where it came from. Page 99, problem number, Okay, to find the slope, you would substitute in the values for y sub 2 minus y sub 1. I chose 3 as my y sub 2, so it's m equals 3 minus negative 5, which is your y sub 1. Since 3 was my y sub 2, negative 2 is my x sub 2, so it's going to be negative 2 minus 2, which is my x sub 1. I'm going to use the additive inverse, or adding the opposite, so m equals 3 plus 5. Subtraction changes to addition, negative 5 changes to 5, and then negative 2 plus negative 2. Subtraction changes to addition, 2 changes to negative 2, which is negative 4. 3 plus 5 is 8 over negative 4, that's division, equals negative 2, so m equals negative 2. Okay, so we're going to choose negative 2, 3. You can choose 2, negative 5, but we're going to choose negative 2, 3 so that we're all together. It's y minus y sub 1, so this one's fairly easy. Y minus 3 equals, we know our m is negative 2. Here's where you have to be careful. X minus x sub 1 is negative 2. You cannot leave it as x minus a negative 2. You have to do the additive inverse, so it's going to be y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x plus negative 2's opposite is 2. So it's y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x plus 2. All right, now we're going to go ahead and simplify this by multiplying through with the distributive property and isolating y to the slope-intercept form of the equation. So we're going to go y minus 3, nothing changes there yet. We're distributing negative 2 to x, negative 2x. Distribute negative 2 to 2. So it's going to be minus 4 or plus a negative 4, whatever you prefer. We need to isolate the y, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So y equals negative 2x minus 1. y equals negative 2x minus 1. So the difference between using the point-slope form to write an equation in slope-intercept form is 2 steps versus the slope-intercept form of way of doing it where you find the b is 3 steps. So it's a little bit shorter. It's also really helpful when you are doing parallel and perpendicular lines. For slope, I chose 6 as my y sub 2, so 6 minus a negative 4. So negative 7 is my x sub 2, so negative 7 minus a negative 5. Using the additive inverse, or adding the opposite, m equals 6 plus 4, and negative 7 plus 5. So m equals 10 over negative 2, which that's 10 divided by negative 2, so m equals negative 5 for slope. Using the point-slope form of the equation, y minus y sub 1 equals m times, in parentheses, x minus x sub 1. I first chose negative 5, negative 4, and then I'm going to choose negative 7, 6, and you're going to see that the answers come out the same. So y minus y sub 1 is y minus negative 4 equals negative 5, which is our slope, times in parentheses, x minus a negative 5. Using the additive inverse, or add the opposite, it's y plus 4 equals negative 5 times x plus 5. Using distributive property, negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. We want y isolated to write it in slope-intercept form, so we subtract 4 from both sides. We're left with y equaling negative 5x, negative 25, and negative 4, negative 29. If I had chosen the negative 7, 6, it would be y minus 6 equals negative 5 for the slope times x minus the negative 7. I'm going to use the additive inverse, or add the opposite. Y minus 6 equals negative 5 times, in parentheses, x plus 7. Use distributive property now. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 7 is minus 35. Bring down your y minus 6. Add 6 to both sides because we want to isolate the y and write it in slope-intercept form. We get y equaling negative 5x, negative 35, and 6 is minus 29. So the slope-intercept form of the equation is also y equals negative 5x minus 29. Same equations, different method of doing that. Now I'd like you to try a couple of these problems on your own. Number 47's ordered pair is 0, 2, and negative 2, negative 1. Find m and then use the point-slope form of the equation to write it in slope-intercept form. Number 48 is 4, negative 1, and 2, negative 2. Find m and then use the point-slope form of the equation to write the equation in slope-intercept form. These will be a little more challenging because you will have some fractional amounts involved in the equation. Turn the recording back on and see how you did. Okay, on number 47, you can see that we did, for the slope, I did 2 minus a negative 1, 0 minus a negative 2, which was 2 plus 1 over 0 plus 2, which gave us 3 halves. For the ordered pair, 0, 2, we plugged in y minus 2 equals 3 halves times x minus 0. We then distributed the 3 halves to the x minus 0, so we have y minus 2 equals 3 halves x minus 0. And then we're going to add 2 to both sides to isolate the y, so y equals 3 halves x plus 2. You're going to see that that is the same as when you did negative 2, negative 1, this ordered pair. So y minus a negative 1 equals 3 halves times x minus a negative 2. That changes to y plus 1 equals 3 halves times, in parentheses, x plus 2, which gives us y plus 1 equals 3 halves x plus 3. Because 3 halves of 2 is going to be 6 halves, or 3. Subtract 1 from both sides, and we end up with y equals 3 halves x plus 2. For 48, you can see m is 1 half, and using both ordered pairs 4, negative 1, and 2, negative 2, you come up with y equals 1 half x minus 3. You can take a look at the work if you had trouble.